Berachos Daf Beis Amud Aleph. Whether we'll be able to continue, we don't know, but starting Shas is always exciting. So, B'siyata D'Shmaya, let's do the same. Let's pick it up. Beis Amud Aleph. Me'imasai Kairin Shema Ba'arvin. When do you read the Shema in the evening? Mishashu Kanim Nechnazan Lechel B'Trumasan. The time the Kanim enter into eat their Truma Ad the Sefer Shmuri Shana Divir Rav Eliezer till the end of the first watch, which Rashi says is a third of the night. They argue with the end time. Al Chatzais. Rav Gamliel they argue as well at Amud Shachar. So three opinions as to the end time of reading Shema, either as the end of the first watch, Chatzais, or Amud Shachar. Says the Mishnah, a story the children of Rav Gamliel came home from a party. Amru Loi, they said to Rav Gamliel, Lo Krina Shema, we didn't read Shema yet. Amru Lahem, Rav Gamliel says, Lo Amud Shachar, if the Amud Shachar did not happen, if the sun did not rise, Chayavin Atem, Likrois, you're still obligated to read. And not only that, continues the Mishnah that all times that the Chachamim said something is until Amud Shachar, still it should be done earlier until Chatzais. And the Mishnah gives examples. Hektar chalav meivarim mitzvah until Amud Shachar. Burning the fat in the limbs is till Amud Shachar. Anything that is eaten for one day, which Rashi says, for example, Karban Chatas Asham, Kisei Eseres, Menachas, and Taida are Karbanos eaten for one day, so those have as well till Amud Shachar. But the Lechatchila is until Chatzais. So says the Mishnah, if you can really eat it until Amud Shachar, why the Chachamim saying that you should really finish by Chatzais? Says the Mishnah, to siyag it together, to prevent someone from doing an Aveira, and therefore they said you should eat it by Chatzai. So in the Mishnah we have what is the starting time from reading Shema. Says the Mishnah, the end time we have three shitas, the end of the first watch of Eliezer, Chatzais, Chachamim, and the end of Amud Shachar, Rav Gamliel. And then the Mishnah ends off with a different dinim that you have until Amud Shachar. They should be done until Chatzos. Says the Gemara Tana. Where is the Mishnah going on the Ketani Me'emasai? Me'emasai is the middle of a story. Me'emasai from when? What do you mean from when? What are we talking about? Who says there's an obligation in the first place? And furthermore, Ma'ishana Detani Da'arvis Bereisha. Why does the Mishnah begin with Kriya Shema of the evening? Let's see the Shachris Bereisha. You start with the morning. Answers the Gemara Tana Kroi Kai. The Tana is going on the pasuk T'chsev B'Shachvav Kumecha that we have an obligation to read Shema when you lie down and when you wake up. V'Achi Ketani, and this is what the Mishnah is saying. Zman Kriya Shema de Shchiva Emas. When is the Zman of Kriya Shema of Shchiva, like the Mishnah listed first of Shchiva lying down? So the nighttime Shema begins from the time that the Kohanim come to eat in the Truma, the first third. From the time that the Kohanim come in to eat their Truma, that's B'shach B'cha, and that's where we're coming from. The obligation of reading Shema is B'shach of Kumecha. We start with the nighttime Shema, like the pasuk says, Teretz number 1. V'bai Seima, Teretz number 2. Yalav mi Briyasa Shalielam, we learn from the creation of the world. T'chseva Yever Baiker Yemechad. First is Erev and then is Baiker. Asks the Gemara if that is true. Achi Sefer Tektani, the Sefer, which doesn't mean the Sefer of our Mishnah. It means the Sefer on Daf Yudalef that says B'shach V'arach Shtayim Lefnev Achas Lachrel. That in the morning you make 2 brachas before Kriya Shema, 1 bracha after Shema. Ube'erev, and in the evening, Ma'ariv, V'arach Shtayim Lefnev, you say 2 brachas before Shema, Shtayim Lachrel. List the Darvis Bereisha. Why don't we first list the Ma'ariv first, if we're patterning after the pasuk of B'shach Kumecha? If we're patterning after the pasuk of Yevrei Boiker, why don't we first list the night and then the morning? So why in the next Mishnah does it first say the morning and then the night? Answers the Gemara, Tana Pasach B'arvis. The Tana began with Ma'ariv. That's our Mishnah. And then the next Mishnah, Daf Yudalef, learns in the morning. Then it learns the din of the morning. Once it's dealing with the morning, Parsh Mili D'Shachris then explains the matter of the morning, the different dinim. Father Parsh Mili D'Arvis, and then explains the evening. So Rashi explains where does it get to the morning? That's a Daf Tes. So our Mishnah begins with the night. Then on Daf Tes, we're going to have a Mishnah to say Me'emasai Kar Nishma B'Shachris. And then on Daf Yudalef, we're going to discuss the next Mishnah, which is going to continue with discussing the Berachos Kriya Shema. We'll first list the Kriya Shema in the morning, and then we'll come around full circle for the Kriya Shema of the evening. Continues the Gemara Amar Mar, quoting the Mishnah, and that's the starting time of Shema. Mechdi asks the Gemara, 6 lines on the white lines, Bezim and Aleph. Kohanim Amos Kachli Truma, when do Kohanim eat Truma? Mishas Seisa Kechavim. So that is the start of Shema Seisei Kachavim. Asks the Gemara, listening to Seisei Kachavim, why didn't the Mishnah just say Seisei Kachavim? Explains the Gemara, Milsa Gavarchi Gamash, the Mishnah is teaching us a Chiddush. The Kohanim Emas Kachli B'Tshuma. When do Kohanim eat Tshuma? Misha Seisei Kachavim, the time Seisei Kachavim. V'Ha Kamash Malan. And from here we learn as well the kapara loy ma'akva, that even though a kohen that is tamei does not get his full kapara, as we'll see in a moment, until the morning when he brings his carbon, but the time that he's allowed to eat truma starts at the night time, even before he gets the full kapara, even before he goes to the mikvah, with hariv shemesh at sunset. Which you're now learning is that is the time that the kohanim can eat truma. Tanya, like we learned in a brisa, uba shemesh v'taher. And literally, and the sun comes, and he becomes tar on the first white line. And the Gemara explains bias shimshai, which means the setting of the sun. From here we learn out. This is the pasuk teaching us, because the pasuk continues vacha yoicham and akachim, and the kohen can eat kachim. So we learn out from here the setting of the sun is that which allows the kohen to eat truma. Vein kapara say makvas v'lechos v'truma, and it's not his kapara which first happens in the morning that allows him to eat truma. Asks the Gemara, how do you know that? How do you know Ba Shemesh means that the sun is setting, tahar yoima, and it means that the day has passed. As we turn over to Beis and Beis, we'll just go for a few more lines to the two dots. Maybe Uba Shemesh means Uba, and it comes, that the light comes, the first rays of light. What does a tar mean? Tar gavra. And that's the time that the kohen actually becomes tar, when he brings his carbon in the morning. So ask the Gemara, how do you know this is the makar? That the kohen's allowed to eat the karbanis at night? Explains the Gemara, Amar Rav Shila, Imkein Lemakra, Vayitaher. My vitaher, what does it mean? Vitaher, tahar yoima means the day has passed. Because inches people talk. Yarev shimsha ve'idchi yoima, and the day has passed. So ba shemesh v'tiher, not vayitar, and he becomes tar, which is in the morning, but rather v'tiher, and the day has passed, which is in the evening. That is the point that the kohanim can eat karbanos, and that is the point that one could start saying Shema. And let's just go a few more lines. In the West, that which we just said, they didn't know that as a denu. They asked it as a shayla. The which the pasuk says, does that mean the sun comes? The day has passed, which is the sunset, which is at the nighttime. Or maybe it means the light has come. My v'tier tar gavra, which is in the morning. Father Pashla mi braysa, and then they answered it from a braysa. Diktani bebraysa simla davar seisei kachavim. The braysa says the simon when the kind of allowed to eat truma is seisei kachavim. Shema mina, which is in the nighttime. Bias shimshayu, that Obah Shemesh means the sun has set. My v'tier tar yom, the day has passed. That's we know when the kind of can eat truma is at the nighttime, and that's why our Mishnah uses the words when the Kriya Shema obligation begins is from the time the kind of eat truma, teaching us Agav Orche, which is at Seisei Kachavim, that the Kohanim do not have to wait till the morning, till the time they actually bring their karbanas to get their full kapara, rather the karbanas in the nighttime. Mirz Hashem, we'll pick it up from Beis and Beis in the next year, B'siyata Dishmaya.